All right, here's the latest project. Emil filmed it when I was doing the body work on it. The body work's not complete, but I went through it, sanded it all down, primed it, and found out where all the bad places were, which there's very little rust on the car, just a little bit of Bondo work where they scratched it up and things like that. So from here back, the car is 90% ready. Okay, from here forward, we're not even close. And what I did here, my first plan was to put a Hemi in it, an old Chrysler Hemi with a blower and two fours. Well, I got to measuring it out, and this right here, this mark, is where the Hemi valve cover would hit this inner fender, which isn't a big deal because I could cut it out and go down straight and I would have plenty of room. But the problem runs into that when you cut it out and then you put the Hemi in here, I can't get it back far enough because right here is where the radiator and everything's going to sit, and I can't get it back far enough without cutting this firewall out. And once you do that, then you run into brake master cylinder problems and all kinds of stuff. I'm still going to try to do it. Every day I'm working on it. I'm going to look and see if we can figure out what to do. But right now I'm going to put a 390 with tri-power, which I've got here in the garage, and go from there. But I'm going to make it into a gasser. I've got the straight axle underneath it. That's out of a early models 50 truck, a Chevrolet truck. We cut, this was the, where the steering box went right here, the upper control arm bolted through right here, and there was a piece hanging down here for the lower control arm. And I've been cutting them off today, and I've got them pretty much cut off. Now all I got to do is go back through and clean everything up, and it'll be ready. Then we'll mock this engine up. This is just a dummy block light. Put it in there, maneuver it around. We're going to mount the motor mounts right here. We'll be able to pad out here and over here because this is very sturdy, and then we'll mount everything right off of that. So it's coming along nicely. The car's in exceptional good shape. Kenny gave me a good deal on it. I'm happy. So walk over here and I'll show you the Hemi I was going to put in it. And if y'all have gone through Emil's stuff or mine, you remember this is in a front engine dragster that I built. And the amount of time that I use it sitting here in this dragster is none, zero. So why waste this when this thing works perfect here doing nothing when I can move it over there and put it in that? I would sure like to be able to put it in that, and I'm going to try. But as of today, the Ford 390's going in it.
Yeah, Fred, but wow.
Yeah, oh, I know it. Yeah,
Magneto would go in there too?
Huh?
You'd use a Magneto?
Yes, yeah, I'd leave it just the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's another problem, is that distributor in the back, you know, it's up against a firewall, so we got to go further back than there.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of cutting.
Yeah, let me show you something. Oh, we've cut cross member out. Okay, this is the cross member. It goes right here, and that's where the original engine hooked, was to these mounts. And that was pretty much the front of the engine right here. This right here is 27 inches from here to right here, and that's as far forward as we can go. With a blower on that engine, it comes out to 35 inches, which is right here. Well, the radiator sits right here, so it's almost impossible to do, I think, today, than to go through all the work to move the firewall back. So I saved the Hemi for something else. This is the front end off the Willys, and me and my granddaughter picked it up and moved it over here.
You and your granddaughter?
Yeah, it's not that heavy. And when we moved it over, I'm thinking, because that's a relatively small car for its period, and I thought this thing was probably going to fill up to about here, This thing is huge.
Yeah,
It is big.
very large engine bay by modern standards.
Yeah.
Wow, neat.
All right, this is where we've got with the Willys today and yesterday. I had to come in and cut the inside the fender wells out. There's a two-piece fender wells here, an outside and inside, and because the heads hit the inside here and we wouldn't have been able to get the valve cover off. So I've cut them out inside and outside, and we're going to put a piece straight down, and that'll make it very accessible in here. We then, today, we came in and positioned the motor where it's going to go, and we've got it set up at the right height and everything. We're going to do some tweaking tomorrow to make sure everything's right. I got metal for the motor mounts to build the pads, and all I've got to do is put it up there, mark a hole in it, drill it, and weld it in. So we got that. But in order to get the engine in the car, we had to cut, and the transmission, we had to cut the floorboard out in the car. And Emil, come over here, and you come in this side, I'll go around to the other side.
All right.
Okay, this is, you can see where we cut the floorboard out, and this is a piece I cut out because the transmission right here, you see how high it is, and on this piece, it wouldn't fit. And the bell housing up there, this didn't go back fast enough. So what we're going to do is put this up here and put like a 1 inch, 2 inch piece of metal right in here and raise this up 1, 2 inches, and that'll clear everything. See, it's sitting on the transmission now. So I can raise it up just a little bit, everything clears, and this, it'll look like the original pan in here, and we'll be done with this part of it.
Engine fitment time, huh?
Yes. And so that's where we're at with this thing.
Neat.